I recently finished draft 3 of my young adult fantasy novel, and in this video I'm going to be working on starting my draft 4. I'm thrilled, I'm excited. This book, she's beautiful, she's wonderful, but she needs a lot of work. I am excited to do the prep work to make it happen, to make this book the best I can possibly make it. And you're gonna come along with me on that journey. So I'm gonna throw this video back to a few weeks ago when I was very anxious to get started, when I was still waiting for this printed copy, so let's do it.
It is Thursday, February 19th. This is the official 2-week mark since I finished draft 3. And I'm really antsy to get started next draft. Like, I'm really antsy. And I said I would give myself a minimum of 2 weeks, and it's now 2 weeks. So I don't know, we might be starting the draft today. It's already like 2 p.m. I've been doing a lot of things this morning, just like around the house and like groceries and things like that. But I keep coming back to my desk. I have opened my document, my draft 3, all formatted and pretty. I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro or not, but I decided to get it printed like in a book form, not like spiral notebook form. And that should be coming in hopefully soon. Just to have to say, look, I did this thing. It's a reward to myself, I guess. I would like to start draft 4 today. I have gone over almost all of my feedback with Taylor, who is my alpha reader slash beta reader slash critique partner. I don't know what you'd call her. Writing bestie Taylor. She read through everything in like 48 hours and left notes along the way and had some thoughts. And then she and I have been meeting several times over the past 2 weeks to just kind of go through her thoughts and my thoughts. I told her things that I know I already want to change. She told me some things that she saw as problems or like inconsistencies. We both agreed like the big things were that the romance was too fast. I knew that. Already knew that. I knew I'd have to work on that. Some of my locations, like I have too many locations. We need to pare down how many locations there are just to streamline it. There's a bunch of things that exist that don't need to exist. She didn't say this, but I know that I need to solidify some more world building, give some more history and depth and richness to my world building. So that's a little bit of what I've been doing over these past 2 weeks. Yeah, just like little things like clarifying motivations. I say little, that's kind of like, that's a huge thing, but like that can be done in a way that I'm not terrified about yet. Wait until we actually get into the book, right? But as for now, I think I'm capable. So I have made myself a little to-do list, I guess. Let me rewind. So Taylor and I have been meeting over the last 2 weeks to talk about the book. And today, hopefully in the next few minutes, we're gonna meet for the final time. I talk to Taylor like every day, so it's not the final time, but you know what I mean. To talk about the finale, because my finale is a mess. It's a mess, because if you've been here long enough, you know that in draft 1 and 2, I didn't write the finale. And in draft 3, I want to be honest with you guys, I also didn't write the finale. I did, but I didn't. I wrote it in the most outline form possible, not in prose. And it's messy and it's gross, and I need help. And so Taylor and I are going to be talking about that today. I would like to tell you that I'm excited, but I'm actually terrified. I'm genuinely terrified. I am terrified. Hopefully by the time this book is published and you guys read it, the finale is so solid and I'm so proud of it, and I'm laughing because it seems impossible right now. Oh, anyway, Taylor's gonna call me in a minute. We're gonna talk about that. In the meantime, I have created like a draft 4 revision checklist, I guess you could call it. The first page is just the specifics of the characters, so like keywords that describe them. So like Ray, my main character, she's really stubborn, and I think sometimes I forget that throughout the course of the book, and so I've written Ray, stubborn, so that I can remember that as we go. She's selfless in a way that is trained, not in a way that's natural. She has learned to be selfless, but it is not her first instinct. So I've written that as well. And then I have like her false belief and put things in there. And I've done that for a few of the characters. And then the entire, I guess, rest of the document is bits and pieces that I know I need to fix along the way. So like there's a couple of dropped threads, like things I alluded to and then never followed up on. So like Ray has a scar, and I set it up in the beginning like it was going to be something that came up later, and then I never brought it up again. I know I need to fix that. My love interest Kovu has a backstory that's like half developed and then nothing ever comes of it, or at least like the big reveal that I wanted is never revealed, so I need to add that in. Or like Ray needs to stop questioning what is the plan, like she needs to be more competent, things like that. And then very specific things like these two events need to switch places, which leads me to the other document that I have for revisions, which is a new scene-by-scene outline. So I have always had scene-by-scene outlines for every draft that I've done, but there are a few scenes that need to be rearranged, and then some that just need to be cut and some that need to be added. So like all the things. I'm sorry, my dog is whining. I have a 10-month-old puppy and he has opinions. Anyway, in that chapter by chapter outline, I am now going through my draft 3 completed and figuring out what needs to go where. And then if I have a specific note, that note goes in the chapter by chapter outline. Like I have columns. I should show you. Okay, I redacted everything so you can't see it, but like I have the chapter on the side, the description of the action that happens, and then I wrote like the notes of things I know need to change per thing. There are no notes for the prologue because I think I'm going to cut the prologue and try to integrate that information through the rest of the book. I'm now eagerly awaiting a phone call from Taylor, and hopefully after that I will not be so drained that I can't start this next draft. February 19th, 2026, draft 4. Let's do it.
Hello, it is Sunday, February 22nd, and I am live streaming with Sarah Jane later today, which I'm very excited for. I think the last clip you saw was yesterday morning. I went riding with Amelia because we happen to live in the same town, which was just crazy, and that was so much fun. And it's just good to like write with someone in person every once in a while, you know, to like talk through things and to actually like sit down and have physical space to be like, you have to keep me accountable because we're literally in the same space together. Sometimes it's just nice. So yeah, I did that yesterday. I worked through a lot of my scene outline. And today on Sarah Jane's channel, I think during her live stream, I think I'm gonna be doing a little bit of rereading to kind of solidify what I want the first chapter to look like. Yeah. I don't know if that's a smart idea, but it's what I'm gonna do. I've also been working on like getting together visual references for myself. So getting like pictures, just scouring the internet for pictures of like actors and like cartoon characters that I think look like my characters, just so I can have a more streamlined reference, I guess, when I'm describing things. I feel like I'm pretty consistent about things. Only time will tell when I reread the draft, but I think I'm pretty consistent. But just for my own brain, I decided to go and get reference photos. So I've been putting those together, you know, scouring Pinterest. If I have actors in mind, I've been like going on IMDb and looking through actor photos of like actors in specific things, because this is a fantasy. So if I can find like actors in like period costumes or just like in fantasy settings type of things, that's the images I've been using. It's been kind of fun. I have been having fun for sure. I do think some of the images that I have found have been AI generated images, which just makes me so angry. I feel like all of Pinterest these days, like so much of Pinterest is AI. Have you guys noticed that too? Like, it's so annoying. Anyway, I'm also in the process of starting to look at character artists, like real artists, not AI, on Instagram and following different accounts so that when the time comes that I can commission my own art, I have a few options for artists I already like. That's kind of what we've been doing over the past few days. I am so close to finished on my scene by scene outline. I am chomping at the bit to start writing chapter 1. Like, I'm physically restraining myself from starting chapter 1. But I do think that I've been putting in good work behind the scenes beforehand. I do think it's important for me to take a break before I actually write so that I can work on backstories, work on character motivations, work on physical descriptions of people. It's just so hard when you just want to write the book so bad, you know? I'm really excited for draft 4. I think I feel good about this one. I do. All right, I'm rambling. I have to get ready and put on makeup so I can live stream with Sarah Jane. So I'll see you later.
Another day, another migraine. If you know, you know. If you don't know, that's from SpongeBob the Musical. It's Monday, February 23rd. If you can hear my washing machine in the background, sorry. If you can hear my dog chewing on his bone, it's the only way he would shut up for this video. It is what it is. I'm just, this morning, very productive morning. Obviously, laundry, dishes, clean the house type of stuff. He's so loud, I'm so sorry. I'm live streaming with Taylor in like an hour and a half, I think. I am just about to hop in the shower and then get ready so I can look pretty for the internet. But not you, internet. You get the behind the scenes vlogs. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm excited today to make some more progress in that chapter by chapter outline. I am very close to done. I'm hoping to chat with Taylor before the live stream starts to get some more feedback, thoughts, opinions. I value her opinion so much, guys. So, I'm excited to talk with her today. I feel like I'm rambling and not really making sense. It's morning. I have my tea. I am gonna go take a shower and I will see you when I look like a human being. Just finished my live stream with Taylor, and by just, I mean like 30 minutes ago, but we stayed on and we talked afterwards. I have gotten a huge chunk of this chapter by chapter outline done. I'm now on chapter 45. The content though is previous drafts 42, so we're getting there. If you don't remember, my last draft had 50 chapters, so we are getting to the end. We're literally like one chapter away from the finale actually starting, like the last 10%. And I think this is going to be the part that needs the most work. I am notoriously bad at writing endings. I just am. Like, I just am. So I'm meeting up with Taylor again tonight. We both need like a brain break, you know? But later tonight, I'm gonna call her again and we're gonna go through the finale and hopefully maybe finish this. I kind of feel like we're not gonna be able to finish everything tonight, but I'll see her again tomorrow and we'll do it again. I feel good. I'm sounding somewhat depressed, but it's just because I'm tired, because live streaming is like a lot of energy and then like talking on the phone for more hours is more energy. So I think I just need like a minute to be a sloth, I guess, and watch YouTube videos or take a nap or read a book. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I need to just not be perceived for a minute. Prepping for draft 4 is going really well. It definitely is going really well. I'm proud of myself for not rushing the preparation process and actually taking, what has it now been, almost 3 weeks, like 2.5 weeks, to marinate and really plan how this draft is going to go. And I think that's been really good for me. So you can tell that I'm sleepy. So I'm going to go sit on the couch, snuggle with my dogs, and I will see you maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. Okay, so I just started my draft 4. I was gonna wait until March 2nd. It is February 25th. But I didn't. Let me explain. So I was on FaceTime with Cody, and was running out of things to work on, basically. I had created a revision timeline just to kind of give myself a realistic view of when I can expect to be finished with this draft. And then I did some like world building things, and then I just started just started writing chapter 1. I think I was so worked up about it. I don't know. I was getting my head and I was like, well, let me just look at it so that I can like start taking mental notes of the things I need to change or add. And then I just opened up a document and started kind of typing it out word for word, but editing as I went and adding things in and making things clearer. And I kind of think I did really well. So I'm at 485 words into chapter 1. I cut the prologue. I had never intended to keep that prologue. I think it was just like a placeholder for information that I needed to include later. Can you hear the wind howling? Hopefully you can't hear that, but you probably can. So yeah, just started writing chapter 1, and I actually feel really good about it. I do. I think my chapter 1 is a pretty good introduction to the character. This is written in first person. I think it shows off the voice really well, and I think it gives enough breadcrumbs into the world building that you can understand what's being said, like you're not confused, but you have questions. And I think that's kind of the best place to be in a fantasy. I guess in any book, but in a fantasy in particular, it's difficult not to info dump, as I'm sure you know, fantasy writers out there. So yeah, I started draft 4 February 25th on FaceTime with Cody. I'm still not done with my chapter by chapter outline, but I'm very close. All that's left is the finale beat, and I'm meeting up with Taylor hopefully sometime tomorrow or the next day to finish that out. So we're good. And I knew that nothing in the last 10% was going to affect this opening chapter. So don't panic, we're fine. I do think there's going to be like a mirror image at the end, but I think it'll match the draft that came before. I'm rambling. You don't care. The point is, I started draft 4. I feel really good about it. I'm ahead of schedule. I will probably still fall behind schedule at some point, but as for right now, I'm ahead of schedule. I cannot wait to get this book in your hands. Seriously. I am cautiously optimistic and maybe even cockily optimistic that I think this book will do well. And you know what? Let me live in my delusions a little bit longer, okay? I'll be humbled in the querying process, but let me just have my delusions right now. All of that work was about 2 hours, so I'm going to step away from my computer, take a break, maybe read a book. I'm not sure yet. Is today the day that Bridgerton Part 2 comes out? I think it's tomorrow, but I gotta check. If it's today, I'm watching that right now. 26th on Friday. Okay, well, I'm not watching that. That's probably for the best. I would get nothing else done if I watched that today. This might be the last clip of this vlog, and if it is, I apologize. But if it's not, then I'll see you at another point. I am filming this outro weeks later. It is the end of March. I am so sick. You can hear it in my voice. I am just barely getting over like a 10-day streak of being bedridden. But I'm fully immersed. I'm deeply into starting this draft, and I'm just absolutely thrilled for what's coming next. So thank you guys for watching this video today. If you enjoyed stuff like this, feel free to subscribe. It's a free way to help me out. You could also like the video if you feel like being a real one. Eventually this book is going to be in your hands. I promise. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We're going to make it happen. If you want to follow that journey, I'll see you here on this channel for the next video. Okay, I'm going to go take a Dayquil and blow my nose. Love you, bye.